Liminal Wisdoms, Story Time. If you are seeing this message, you are receiving a divine communication at the executive frequency of spiritual ordinance. Every decent and good soul is invited, and minors are encouraged to experience with their parents. Discernment is needed to ascertain whether a puzzle piece of information pertains to an energy, concept, environment, yourself, or someone else. Today, I will share with you a story that demonstrates how to respect the personalities of children and celebrate their happiness. If this transmission blesses you, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Saturn Dying. The wind, a mischievous sprite, tugged at Alara's scarlet scarf, turning it into a fleeting banner against the impossibly blue sky. Below, the landscape plunged into a riot of color. Wildflowers of every imaginable hue carpeted the valley, a breathtaking spectacle that even the most jaded heart would find difficult to resist. But Alara wasn't jaded. At 7 years old, her heart was a boundless sun, radiating pure, unadulterated joy. And today, that joy was focused on one thing: the stubborn little hill that sat perched on the edge of the valley, blocking her view of the shimmering lake beyond. "It's just stuck," she declared earlier, her brow furrowed in the serious way only a 7-year-old can manage. Her grandfather, a man whose eyes held the wisdom of countless sunsets, had simply smiled, a knowing crinkle forming at the corners. "Sometimes," he'd said, his voice a low, comforting rumble, "things are only stuck because we haven't asked them to move." His words, cryptic yet strangely resonant, had taken root in Alara's mind, and now, perched atop a giant, sun-warmed boulder, she eyed the hill with newfound determination. It wasn't exactly a mountain, she conceded, more of a lumpy, overgrown knoll. But to her, it was the barrier between her and the sparkling lake she'd been dreaming of seeing. She took a deep breath, the sweet scent of wildflowers filling her lungs. She remembered the passage grandfather had read last night, something about mountains and believing. She didn't fully grasp the meaning, not yet, but the feeling it evoked, a powerful, unwavering certainty, was something she understood intuitively. Clasping her small hands together, she closed her eyes and imagined the hill, not as a stubborn obstacle, but as a handful of sand slowly slipping through her fingers, dissolving into nothingness. She pictured the lake, its surface a mirror reflecting the vast sky, and the feeling of peace that washed over her when she finally saw it. "Be gone," she whispered, her voice barely audible above the rustling leaves. "Go and be breathtaking." She opened her eyes, her heart pounding with a strange mixture of hope and breathless anticipation. The hill, it was still there, just as lumpy, just as stubborn. A lesser child might have been disheartened, even angry, but Alara wasn't lesser. She had simply not believed enough. She sat back on the sun-baked rock, the vibrant landscape unfolding around her. A butterfly, its wings the color of amethyst, landed on her knee. She giggled, and for a moment, the hill was forgotten. Alara chased the butterfly, her laughter echoing through the valley, filling the air with its pure, untainted sound. She chased the butterfly, not because she believed in magic, but because she believed in joy. She believed in the simple wonder of the world around her. She believed in the butterfly, the breeze, the scent of flowers, and the undeniable feeling of happiness that pulsed through her veins. And then she saw it. Not in the magical, dramatic way she'd initially imagined, not with a rumble or a tremor. No, she didn't see the hill move. She saw her grandfather walking towards her, a small shovel in his hand, his smile as warm as the sun on her face. "Thought you might need a little help, my little mountain mover," he said, his eyes twinkling with amusement. And as they worked together, chipping away at the soil, Alara finally understood. It wasn't about moving mountains with words. It was about moving them with belief. Belief in herself. Belief in the possibility of change. And most importantly, belief in her own happiness. That day, as she finally gazed upon the breathtaking shimmer of the lake, Ilara didn't see magic. She saw the result of her own unwavering spirit, her pure joy, and the gentle, supportive hand of her grandfather, who understood that sometimes a little nudge, a little help, is all a mountain needs to become a masterpiece. He understood and celebrated her happiness, just as any child deserves. And in doing so, he truly showed her what it meant to move mountains.